Hey everyone, this is Robin Pike with Crafty Stamper. I hope you're doing well today. I wanted to come to you today and show you some different ways to use our adhesives. Did you know that we have 12 different adhesives that you can use for different crafting projects? And so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to show you is our adhesive sheets. And this is one that I've already been using, but this is the way that they come packaged. And you get 12 sheets, and it will take you a while to use up the 12 sheets. So let's just go ahead. We're just going to cut a piece of this. And I've got a die here cut out. Or not cut out, but I've got a die. And you're just going to take this off here, and you're going to stick the adhesive sheet down on your cardstock. Oops. So this is your sticky side right here. Okay, and we're just going to put this on here. I cut it a little bigger than I should have, and then we're going to take this die, run it through, and you're going to put the die on top of the sticky here, or it's not sticky on this side, but it's sticky on the other side. So you're going to put that on there, you're going to run it through the die. When it comes out, it's going to look like this, and it's going to have your sticky sheet cut like with the die. And so from here, you're just going to try to take your pick tool, and then you're going to pick up this sticky and separate it from the die that we have here. And I'm sure other people probably don't have as much of a problem as I do with it, but alrighty. So we're just going to lift this up here, and just be careful when you're pulling it off of anything that's very delicate. And so we're just going to take it, we're pulling off all of this. Okay, and at this point we can put it down, and there we have our pretty little leaves stuck to that. So that's how simple that is. So that's one of our techniques there. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is we're going to go over the fine tip glue pen. And this is what it looks like here. It comes in a bottle like this. And then we're just going to take the top off here. And it also comes with this little piece right here that sticks down inside the glue tip hole. And that keeps it from stopping up. So we're going to take this. You see how small that is? So, say for instance, if you don't have your glue sheets, the adhesive sheets, then we could take this and we could just put a little bit of glue here on this little leaf, and see how small this is. So this is perfect for that, because as you know, our mono glue is that we have, it has a bigger tip on it. So on your small areas, it's not as easy to work with, and you can have glue all over yourself. I do it all the time. But don't be like me. Just try to make it easier on yourself. I don't know how many times I think I'm too lazy to get something out, or it may be across the room, and I'm like, oh, I'll just make do and I'll just use this. Well, that's the wrong thing to do, because I always make a mess with it. All right, so we're just going to make sure that we stick that back down in there and put the lid on. All right, so that's one of our ways there. Okay, so our next one is going to be our foam adhesive strips. And this actually, I've got some somewhere. I just couldn't find them, so I just pulled these out. These actually came in our Daisy kit that we got for March, our paper pumpkin kit. And how they used it is on one of their cards, they had a circle about this big punched out on the cardstock. So it only left like a small border around the edges of it. So that's why we got these, the strips was to use along the edges of the border. So we went around like here, here, and then down here, and then there was that hole in the center. So we wanted to add it to have some dimension on it, on the card. And so we got these foam strips. So that worked out great. I know a lot of people use them for like shaker cards and stuff. And I do too, but that's one of the things. I mean, there's several different ways to use them, but that's two of the ways that I've done recently. Okay, so we've got that one done, and then our next one is, let's go over our glue dots. And glue dots are really good. These are what I use. You can use them for your small, let's see, let me tear this off because I've already used all of those. Okay, so I use these a lot for my bows when I'm doing the ribbon and stuff. There's so many different uses for this. You can do them on the larger embellishments. You can do them on your small embellishments if you want to. Most of the time, like our embellishments have the sticky on them, but if they don't, or it could be any other type of embellishments, you could use and put on there. But the ribbon is what I mainly use it for. Of course, you could use it for die cuts. Just tons of different ways to use them. But let me show you what I do. Let me get out some ribbon here. And we'll just make a bow real quick. We'll just make a simple one. All right, let's just cut that off. Okay, so, and then from here, I'm just going to take and you can either press this up against here, like this, and then that will take your glue dot off. And then just pull it back, and you've got your glue dot on here. Or sometimes I take your pick tool, and this, y'all, is the best thing to have, is take your pick tool. I don't know how many different ways I use it. I mean, tons and tons of ways. So you could put it here. I mean, it's good for pulling things apart, as you've seen. I've already used it a ton. And then we just put it there, and that's our glue dots holding that on. So that works very good. We love our glue dots. Don't know what we do without our glue dots. Okay, so our next thing is our multi-purpose glue. And I use this a good bit of the time, and it does, like I said, it has has your bigger tip here, and it's good just for using, for most everything. It's good for the layers when you're layering, and I just go around the edge with it, layer on. But it does have this end here, and this end, what I do is, my granddaughter loves this end. This is the one that she always uses. And so I'm not one to really go to the bigger portion here. But what I do find is when I'm doing envelopes, I like to use, and the glue comes out this side too. But for some reason, this is the way I do it. I always take my glue, and when I'm putting the DSP on my envelope, because you're not supposed to send a naked envelope. So I just go around it. I say that like it's going to be easy, but it looks like this is stopped up. So let me get something, see if I can get this open. I may have to get another one. Let's see. There it comes. Okay, so I just go around it very fine. Just a very fine line going around it. And then, so it doesn't leave that line, sometimes you see the line on the other side of it. And I try to be careful and not put that much on there. But here you can kind of see the little line. I don't know if it's showing up good there or not. But I don't like that. And it's just me. And it's not anything bad. That if it does show up, but and I just go around through here with the big side and just kind of smudge it in, and then that, it takes care of that. You don't see that line, and so then from here I just put this on here, and then you just cut. Let me get these other scissors. And then I just cut around through here. Okay, and then we have our envelope cover. So, and that's the way I use this. I use both ends like that when I'm doing my envelopes. It's just a preference. It's just me. I mean, you can use anything you want, but that's just the way I like to take care of it. Okay, so our next thing is our Stampin' Dimensionals. Did you know that we have the bigger Stampin' Dimensionals? We have black Stampin' Dimensionals, and we have our mini Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, now you see me use these all of the time. We love to raise things up on the cards and just make them look extra special. And so if it's a big, say for instance, it's a flower that's really big, well, we can use these. That would be perfect for it. But there's times when you have a small flower and it can't take one of these because the dimensional would show through. So that's when we want to pull out our mini dimensionals. And you can see how small these are. Tiny. All right, so we're just going to put that down there. You can see the difference here versus the bigger ones. To see the difference, this is why you need both. You need your the bigger ones and you need your minis, because there are different sizes to our flowers. There's different sizes to a lot of our crafting supplies that we have. So, you know, you really do need both of them. And then, of course, if you're doing cards with a lot of black on them, then the black ones are perfect. What I find good about these is at Halloween, when you're doing all the blacks and the colors black, purple, you know, your dark pinks, your pumpkin colors, your oranges, and, you know, just all the different colors that we use during Halloween that are dark colored, then these are perfect. And you can see that's the way. It's just a black dimensional. So it's good for hiding stuff, because if you're using something black and you're using dark colors and you go and you put a white dimensional on there, well, then that's not going to be good, because then you're going to see that. So that's the difference between those two. And we don't want to do something like that and then put a white dimensional underneath it and then it kind of show through. So that's the reason that I keep these around for your projects like that. And we also have the mini dimensionals here too. So, all right, so we've went over that. Let's see what else I'm going to go over. I've got me a list over here that I'm going over. And next we have our Stampin' Seal. So Stampin' Seal is good for when you want to make sure that your stuff is really secure and not coming off. This is good. It's not our Stampin' Seal Plus. Now, our Stampin' Seal Plus is tough stuff. You know, I mean, when you're using it, you better make sure that you plan on it being there, because it's not going to come up. It's going to give you a hard time. So let's just kind of let's go over this. Let's see. This is a small piece, kind of an awkward piece to use, but it's the one that I've got here. So let's just, let's put some, let's get some of this on here, okay? And say we want to put it down here, okay? All right, so we've got that down there. So now we say, oh no, you know, I shouldn't have put that there. I've done that so many times. In fact, I did it yesterday on the video. It was awful. I was so embarrassed. And so I went and put it, I stuck something down. I wasn't supposed to be, I was using glue, and I actually wasn't supposed to be putting glue on that particular part and putting something down. And anyway, so I had to kind of start all over, and it was a mess, so let me tell you. But okay, so here, you know, if we need to get it up, it's you can see it's hard to do, but I did pull it off. But now if it would have sat there for a long time, I wouldn't have gotten it off. It would have been a lot harder. So anyway, so the Stampin' Seal, that's really good to use. I enjoy using it. Okay, and our next thing is going to be our tear and tape adhesive, and this is good for your large embellishments. It's good for ribbon. It's good for your 3D items. This is used a lot, or I use it a lot on my 3D items, and I've seen other people too that use it. You know, if you're putting a box together, then you're just going to take this, you're going to put it just say along your box line. You know, when you're making it, you can just, you know, break it off with your fingers, and then you're just going to press it down real good. You're going to lift this up. Then you've got your sticky here. And then what's good is, how many times do we use ribbon? We use ribbon a lot on our cards, and we wrap the ribbon around our cards. So we can take this, we could put this down, we could put our ribbon over it, and our ribbon is stuck, and we don't have to worry about it moving. So that's another great tip. Okay, so the other two that we have, that's 10 that I've gone over right now. But the other two that I don't have on hand right now is the foam adhesive sheets. I thought I had them here, but I can't find them. They may be somewhere. But I am out of the Stamp and Seal Plus. And it looks like this. It's just a darker blue color, but it is great for really making sure that your stuff stays on really good. So it's good for your large and, for your ribbon, for your ribbon, for your 3D accents, you know, the stuff that you're putting on your 3D, or, you know, even you can use this for your 3D projects. So, or not this, but the Stamp and Seal Plus. So anyway, so that is 12 of our adhesives that I have showed you today. Well, minus the two that I don't have on hand. But I hope this helps you some. I hope it gives you some ideas of how to use them. I know we talk about them a lot, and, you know, we just grab them off. And we as crafters, you know, we've been doing this for a little while, and so we've gotten used to it. But, you know, there's a lot of new people that may be coming to your channel, or maybe coming on Facebook, and maybe they've just started crafting. So, you know, a lot of you may be familiar with this, but a lot may not. So I want to make sure that everybody is aware of what we offer and what I have on my online store and the different ways to use our adhesives. So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you have a great day, guys. And if you need anything, you can always reach out to me. My email account is craftystamper007@gmail.com. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day and a great Easter weekend. Talk with you soon. Bye.